Yo, it's Sway.
Sway.
Sway. Sway.
Sway.
Sway.
Sway.
In the morning.
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 Only on Shade 45.
Wake your fuck ass up.
Yeah. Bitches.
You quit bullshit, nigga. You better use your hand towels in the closet. Do what you know, jailbird.
That sound like Rodney. Not getting no love in that night.
Yo, that was from Baby Boy.
Was that Yvette?
Yeah. Taraji and
Yvette. You still ain't gave me none yet, girl.
Have to tell Snoop your favorite line from that movie.
She had a baby by that nigga Jody. I can't believe this, Jody.
Oh
Man, when he kicked the pillows,
And
that's
this
your
nigga got
fort.
the audacity to
He woke up in the morning and kicked little dude's fort.
You
That's
hear
your
me?
fort, little nigga?
Yeah. For real.
Yo, man, Tyrese killed that role in that movie, baby. That was his first actually. That was his first
lead.
role.
That was his first lead. Yeah,
right?
He did that.
Yo, did y'all used to talk on set like, can you believe we here doing this?
You know what? I knew Tyrese when before he did that Coca-Cola commercial in the back of that bus. Remember that?
I remember that.
Yeah, DJ Pooh used to bring him to the studio when we was working on The Dogfather. And he was just a young homie that was singing. He was just a cool little kid. He came from Watts. You could just feel his vibe. So when he did get in the music game and start doing his thing and then eventually became an actor, it was special to see me and him on screen together because I seen where he came from and to see where he was going with it and just to see his craft, that he was really serious about it. And he was a real great actor.
Wow, you know, I remember them days because we was on the station. I can't say the station.
Yeah,
we
was back then.
Yeah, we back then. and then Tyrese, his manager at the time,
Was a girl.
Gail.
Exactly.
Gail Atkins.
Thank you.
All right, and then she used to work at Priority Records.
Yeah.
And then me and Tech had a production deal over there. And then sometimes we would talk business, and she would bring Tyrese.
She really repped him, didn't she?
Yeah, she repped him.
She brought
cold.
him everywhere, took him everywhere, got him talent shows and performed for everybody. She did that.
Yeah, Gail did that, man. Shout out. I don't think she's ever gotten a shout out. That's it.
Well,
right
she
there.
deserves that,
There it
man.
is,
'cause
Gail
that's how I met him, through her, because she was the vocal piece. He was just the talent. She was the one that was making it happen.
Man, yo, Snoop, man, we were on MTV yesterday, and we only had so much time, and I was sitting there thinking, like, putting together in my head, man, it is so many layers to who you are as a person and as an artist. And I don't know if people realize the dichotomy of who you've been in your evolution. You are a global household name that transcended rap, social, economical boundaries, religious boundaries. People know Snoop. Where was I? I was just in London last week, and your name came up in conversation. Like, yo, what is like people? You know, you travel. People always ask you about people from the States, and I was amazed. I went to France. Your name. People always talk to me about hip hop. Your name always comes in the conversation. I went to Djibouti.
Djibouti.
Yeah. Your name came up in the conversation. You're such a household name. When I first really heard you, when you first really hit the world, it was 187, right?
Yes, sir.
What was your vision then? You didn't think about,
I ain't had no vision. My thing was writing for Dr. Dre, because he had just left NWA, so I basically was just going to be his pen. My thought was I'll just write for him and, make sure his lyrics is right. But he asked me to, actually get down with him on the song. And when I got down with him, we put it out and I could just feel it from there because it just seemed like Yo MTV Raps and the whole East Coast had grabbed a hold of the movement. We did the Rosie Perez show. It was like things that was happening that was letting me know that, okay, this could be something special. When I was performing with Dr. Dre, whenever I would rap, it just seemed like the people would pay a little bit more attention or they would scream a little bit more. And it was throwing me off because I was the background. I was like, I'm here to support Dre. And they was like, nah, you come up front.
And here's the irony of it all. You could go be on a show with Dr. Dre rapping or be in the studio writing, but when you went home, what did you go home to?
I went home to a one-bedroom apartment with 5 or 6 homies living in there, and we called the apartment the Dog Pound. And we was all, eating off of that $500 a month, sharing Popeye's chicken, splitting the 20 bag up the middle. We was homies. Everything was all of ours. We shared alike. If I stole a pack of bacon, I made sure he had 2 pieces, he had 2 pieces. That's how we used to eat back in the days. We used to go in the grocery store and steal our food, put it in our pants and walk out with it. That's around this time, so.
You know, it was a couple movies that came out too that see, I grew up in Oakland. People always think growing up in Oakland is the same as LA. Nah, it's two
Way different
things, right? And so when people saw the movie Colors, they thought that all of California was like that.
No.
Right? And when they saw the movie Boys in the Hood,
Mm-hmm.
they thought that was the entire West Coast or menace to society.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how accurate was those movies to how you grew up?
Those movies were accurate from where I came from, Southern California. They were perfect portrayals of what I was seeing, what I was a part of, and what I was involved with.
Mm-hmm.
But I do agree with you as far as the Bay Area. The Bay Area had a different twist. They had hustle, they had pimping, they had conversation, they had hairstyles, they had, you know, they was the lingo more or less. Because anytime you get locked up in the penitentiary, Northern California and Southern California, either they clash or they click. And if they click, it's because they click on the same page. If they clash, it's because they don't understand each other. And it's always been like that. But for the most part, over the years, the Bay and LA had became, you know, brothers. We become connected at the hip because we share and we share alike.
Now, let me ask you this too, you know, because I see, you know, I come from a certain place. So, you know, now we fast forward to 2013. I see a lot of artists today who are going through things you went through, you know, when you first started, you know. But a lot of the stuff, what you rapped about was what you lived, you know. And, you know, you see a lot of rappers now that, you know, they may claim a gang set and, you know, wave flags and all that, but never really lived that life.
It's not real.
No, it's not. Explain that. What do you mean?
Well, where I come from, you know, we got put on a set. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I had to walk down the line and fight 3 or 4 of my homies for 2, 3, 4 minutes, and then, you know, go do something, and then go do something again, and now I'm in the hood. Nowadays, you can just say this is where you from. You ain't got put on. You ain't got no resume. You ain't got no TRW. We ain't got no backtracking to even say who you are and what you were. Where I come from, you had to do things to create your name for yourself and visibly do things, even if it was negative. But you had to put in work. That was the word that we used to use back in the days. Nowadays, only work you got to put in is make a record. And then the record is your work because, you know, it's false. It's pretense. It's like we're not going to check your credibility because this record is your credibility, as opposed to when we got in the game, if we made a record, they did all kind of research to find out if he was really from this gang, is he really this, did he really do this, and if it was one mark against you being fake or false, you was out of the game.
You was out of the game. You know, he has to go? All right, this is what
I ain't got to
do.
go, keep talking.
Okay, keep talking. All right. Let's fast forward. All right, Snoop in 2013, obviously you evolved as a person. We talked about this. You got the song "No Guns" with your daughter, with Drake, and you're part of this movement we're doing with MTV. And talk about that movement, the buyback movement.
The movement is for us to try to buy back guns off of the street, so that way we can rid these communities of all this gun violence. Because we feel like, well, me and MTV feel like it's just too much unnecessary violence going on. That incident in Canada and Connecticut, it really touched my heart with those kids, man. And I just
Sandy Hook, yeah.
Yeah, it really touched me, man, to where I felt like I had to say something. I feel like as a rapper, I've been given so much power and so much ability to control people's minds and control their feelings that why not put some positivity in their mind and let them walk away with that.
Okay, and then people could go to caliber.mtv.com. You guys are selling these unisex bracelets.
Yeah, these bracelets right here, like the one I have on right here.
You got one right now. And
Yeah,
Jewelry with a Cause is also partnered up with that.
Pull him on down.
You know,
for me,
pull him
Sway.
in. Let me get that for you, Snoop. Hold on, man. Damn, it's all
Dig
the
in
way
his
up to your
sack,
elbow,
Sway.
man.
There you
there
go.
it is. Easy, Heather.
Okay,
Easy.
sorry.
There it is. Let me see.
She said unisex. She said something about sex. What happened?
You know, and then a lot of people will say, well, this message is coming from Snoop. I mean, let's, you know, we go through his music. You can hear a lot of gun violence.
Yeah, and you got pictures of me holding guns and all of that.
Yeah.
I don't have no regrets for that. That's who I was. But who I am is completely different than who I was. Who I am today, I'm a father. I'm a 41-year-old man who speaks to issues that affect me. And these innocent kids that are being shot upon, even these innocent people that are going to these public venues, somebody has to speak up for them. And it doesn't affect you until it affects you. And it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be that when my cousin gets shot, now I'm crying and I'm sad and we should do something about it. Anybody that gets shot innocently, you should feel like you're a part of them. And that's the way I feel. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying.
You know, Snoop said something yesterday, too, and I feel like people could look at the blueprint of your career. One of the things you've done better than anyone else, I think, in the rap game, and someone who's in a close second is probably Jay-Z, is you redefined yourself and reinvented yourself. And, you know, who you were, like you said, back then isn't who you are today. And you've mastered this. Like, you know, years later, you're still at the top of the game, still one of the most respected people in the game. But you went through a lot,
Mm-hmm.
you know, to get here. And I remember we were playing this on MTV yesterday when people were scrutinizing you because of lyrics, and I brought up to you Rick Ross, because I feel a certain way about what he's going through, because I've seen it happen to rap a lot of times. I don't agree with the lyric he said, you know, and whatever it implies. But I've heard a lot of people say a lot of stuff that I don't agree with, but it's their right to say it. That's why we got our Bill of Rights.
Mm-hmm.
You used to be put under a lot of scrutiny because of your lyrics. And I remember seeing MTV coverage. You had Congress people on you. You had reverends on you. What do you say to people, especially the rap community, because we're quick to turn our backs, and one minute we love you, the next minute we hate you. In the case of Ricky Rose, what would you say about these lyrics that he made that implies date rape and how the public has reacted to it?
I mean, he got to make the assessment to himself. Is he going to write from his heart, or is he going to write what people want him to write?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, he's famous because he writes from his heart. He's famous because he writes what he feels. He's never had the public go in the studio with him and tell him how to write, what to write, and when to say what he say. So me personally, I feel like don't be afraid of criticism, because it could be constructive criticism. It could help you for your next writing project or whatnot, but don't let the people affect you to where you have to apologize. And I'm sorry for what I said. Because when you said it, you wasn't sorry. So I don't apologize for nothing. I said, if I said what I said, I meant it.
Yeah.
Because that's the emotion that I was feeling when I was in the studio.
You know, I remember one moment in time, man. I want to go back to it, man, because I was there. It was a pivotal moment in hip hop, and this was back when the so-called East Coast West Coast beef, which we both agree wasn't a real beef.
Nah.
That was just the media played up something,
Yeah,
and then
for real,
people started getting hurt because of it. But I was at the Source Awards at this time. It was in the middle of it. And I was sitting behind Dave Mays, actually. And I remember Suge came up on stage and made a comment about Diddy, or it seemed like he was talking about Diddy.
Everybody know he was talking
about Diddy. All right, being in the videos. And then Snoop, man, you were loved by everyone. Ice Cube and you were the first to really be loved by everyone across the board. And you got on stage and you said this.
The East Coast don't love Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. The East Coast ain't got no love for Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg and Death Row. Y'all don't love us. Y'all don't love us. Well, let it be known then.
What compelled you to do that? Like, that was a bold ass move. We was in Madison Square Garden in New York City. What compelled you to do that?
Because if you come from a gangbang mentality, and you know when you outnumbered, you either step up to that outnumber and you go in there and you go lose your life, or you politically conversate your way out of that. Mm-hmm. And that was a political move to show that I was not afraid, but I know where I'm at. Mm-hmm. And I respect y'all because y'all respect me. Y'all love me. That's the reason why we're here. Mm-hmm. Y'all love Dr. Dre. That's the reason why we're here. Y'all love Death Row. That's the reason why we're here. Now, despite what this man has said, y'all love us. So look at the love factor as opposed to what he said, because he's not talking to y'all, he talking to him. But New York felt disrespected because Puffy shined it on like, I ain't tripping. But New York was like, nigga, we tripping. you understand what I'm saying? Which they had the right to. And was nobody right or wrong, but I just say Puffy was a big man for not, he could have turned the light on.
Yeah.
And if he'd have turned the light on, it would have been lights out.
It would have been lights out. And
Trust me.
He took the high road.
He really did. He allowed me, because he came on before me.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get it. Suge came on, then Puffy and Faith came on. And Puffy said, hey, some, don't even, I ain't tripping, Then he went off. Then that's when I came on and won. And that's when I said what I said, because it was some ooh, boo, ooh, boo. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, hold on. No. Y'all ain't got no love. That's when it was put into effect, because I heard boos and I heard it. It felt like they didn't hate me. They hated the situation. Mm-hmm. And then that's when I began to see that this wasn't for me. I started to see that Death Row wasn't for me at that time, because when you put all of our lives in jeopardy like that, you don't care about the business. And that's what happened. Our lives was in jeopardy because we was dealing with a bunch of people who had no rap careers, who just was in there just loving hip hop and loving New York. And you gonna disrespect us in our living room? And we got the door? Close the door.
Yeah. Chain it up.
We'll holler.
Yeah,
Code 10, it's the enemy.
Okay. That was it. You know, give me 1 second. 2 more questions, and then I'll.
I took that from Joe Clark.
Oh, you took that right there. You took it really well too. And then since now you talked how you and Suge, you guys have.
Hey, nephew, you know me, man.
Yeah,
I don't leave nothing in the past. I go deal with everything. Anybody I ever had an issue with, I go see them.
Yeah.
Because I don't want no issues. I don't want no problems. I'm not walking around here looking to fight nobody, shoot nobody, get into nothing with nobody. So I learned this from Minister Farrakhan. The bigger man is the one that comes and apologizes, the one that says, I'm sorry, I apologize, I'm wrong. Even if you're not wrong, you take the high road. And that's what Puffy showed you that night, that he took the high road. He knew he wasn't wrong. He could have just easily set it off, and it would have been a beautiful situation for them on us. But you learn through your situations in life, and you learn how to be a better person. And me personally, I love the fact that people love me and follow me. And if I say go, they're going to go. If I say stop, they're going to stop. So I would rather them stop and pay attention. And then when they want to go, they go on their own.
What was your relationship like with Big?
Biggie was my homeboy, you know. And, I mean, he was a real friend of mine. Like, I remember early on, you know, when we used to come out here, he used to hang out with us. They riding limos with us. We used to go smoke, chill, the whole nine. When he made that record, the last record he made, he played a song for me. I went to the studio with him, and he was like, I want you to hear this song. He was working with 10 Crack Commandments in this room with Preem, and he took me to another room, and he played this song. I'm dreaming of Lear jets and mansions and coupes and trying to sell records like Snoop. Oops. He played that record for me in front of all his homeboys. When the record went off, I was like, cuz, you killed that. He's like, I just want to give you some love, man, and let you hear this. But his perspective, you could just tell that he wasn't tripping. He wanted the world to know, I love Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg loves me. Because I had already put it on the line that I loved him. But he could never come back and say, I love Snoop, because he had to stay in his lane because Pac was on him so tough. You know what I'm saying? So when he expressed that on that song, that let me know that our friendship was going to always be there no matter what. And I seen him again when he had got his legs. I guess he got in a car accident or something. I seen him in Atlanta. This is right after Pac got killed. And he was in a hotel. And I seen C's. I'm like, where he at, cuz? He's like, he upstairs. I'm like, let me holler at him. He like, hold on. Because, you know, they didn't know what was going on. You know, they was, checking the temperature. So I went up there with him. We kicked it for about an hour strong. And he was like, man, I love Pac, man. I don't know why. So we just was having that intimate conversation about how he never hated Tupac. How he loved Tupac. But this is just me and him in a private room, smoking, chopping up game. He had his little walker with him. We chopped it up for about an hour. I rolled out, and that was the last time I seen him.
Wow. You know, ironically enough, Pac introduced me to Biggie.
Oh, wow.
That's how I first met Biggie, at the Palladium here in New York.
Are you serious?
I swear. Pac said, swear, I want you to meet this dude. He's dope, blah, blah, blah. And they got on stage and performed together. And I always wonder how much of that beef was real, or was it?
I think it was real because Biggie probably couldn't tell him what he wanted to hear. Pac was the kind of person that's like, he all in. He with you, he with you. So in so many words, if Biggie knew, or if somebody from Biggie's camp knew Pac had got shot or who shot him or who robbed him, Pac felt, tell me that. And when they didn't tell him that, even if they did or didn't know, that just turned it all bad. Because where we come from, if you know I'm finna get shot, robbed, or jacked, and you don't say nothing, you a part of it. So that was his emotions. But me personally, I knew C's and Puffy and Biggie and all them. I don't think they set him up. I think it was some situations that caused that, and they couldn't prevent that. And it was nothing that they could do. So it was like it puts both of them in a twist because it's like, y'all my homeboys, y'all let me get shot and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, really, what could they do? You may have created that situation.
Yeah. Snoop Lion is here.
Wow.
And I'm glad you shedding some light on this. You're reincarnated now.
Yes, sir.
You know, I always want to ask you, what's the last time you saw Pac? This is my last back in the day question until we talk again. When last time you saw him, and where was you the day he was shot in Vegas?
Wow, the last time I saw him, he was laying in the bed, holding on to his last breath. Man. Well, I had seen him before that because we left New York. We had just left New York. I had got off the radio station with Angie Martinez, and that's when me and him like clashed because she asked me on the air, how do you feel about Puffy and Biggie? And I said what I felt. Them my homeboys, I love them. When I got back to the hotel, it was a whole nother atmosphere. Like, he sent his homeboy up to get the bud from me as opposed to him coming to get it. Mutai came and got the bud. Pac wants some bud. Hold on. Tell him to come up here. He ain't coming up here. Give me the bud. I'm going to take it to him. So I felt funny.
Mm-hmm.
And then my uncle said something about, they downstairs talking and blah, blah, blah. So when we got on the plane to go back to L.A. the next day, Suge didn't let none of my security ride with me. I had to ride on the plane with him, his homies, and Pac. And it was the most uncomfortable ride I ever had in my life because my nigga didn't say nothing to me the whole ride. And that's a 5-hour flight on a private plane.
Yeah.
So I walk up to him like maybe 3 hours into the flight, sit next to him, I'm like, you going to Vegas, cuz? And he turned on me like this and started talking to somebody else. So I'm like, all right. So I go in the back, put the blanket on my head, knife in my hand, fork in my hand, and just sleep the rest of the ride. Because I feel like they finna try to do something to me.
Mm-hmm.
So when I get off the plane, we land, he walk out. I got a Rolls Royce, he got a Rolls Royce. He walked down the steps, I walk down the steps. We meet right here. I'm like, cuz, you going to Vegas? He do me like this. Went his way and he went my way. Next time I get a call, niggas like, turn on the news, cuz. I'm at Warren G house. We turn on the news, we see yellow tape, Suge BMW.
Mm-hmm.
Call Suge, he like, yeah, they whoop-de-woo, come on out here now. Drive out there, I see him in the bed, laid up, no words, no conversation. I see Jesse Jackson, his mama. His mama pulled me to the side. She make me feel like a real player, because she tell me, my baby loved you, and I love you, and I don't care. She just hit me with what I needed to hear, coming from a mother. Because she was strong at that time. Everybody else was crying and breaking down. She was real strong. And she just held me real tight, and she just said a prayer with me. And I know I went there, I hollered at him for about 20 minutes, and I went in the bathroom. I fainted. I threw up. I just was like, I was gone. Like because me and my homie wasn't straight.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not even going to be able to apologize to him or even just to tell him, I feel you, I'm wrong or whatever. We never got that day, and that's the way it ended with me and him, to where he passed away. And I never got a chance to, apologize or even just tell him, what is it? How can we fix this?
Mm-hmm. Wow. Now, knowing that, what advice would you give to some of these artists today who are going through things like a Drake and Chris Brown or a 50 and Rick Ross?
I mean,
that's different.
It's not worth it, though, man.
Yeah,
it's really not worth it, man, because at the end of the day, nobody wants to see nobody leave here, especially untimely. And, we got to be thankful for what we have. We have a business that gives us the right and the room to do what we want to do. When I first came in the rap game, you couldn't hardly say nothing. You couldn't hardly do nothing. Now you can do whatever you like, and you can make money. We have to appreciate this job because this is a job. And if we don't appreciate it, it will be taken away from us, and we'll be back at square one getting nothing. Right now, everybody getting money. We got over 200 millionaires that have been created because of hip-hop. And if we keep it up, we'll have many more to come, but we got to keep it a business. And one thing about them folks up top, I ain't going to say what color they are or who they are, but when they watch y'all play the game the wrong way, they either going to let you eject yourself or they going to turn the game all the way out.
Snoop Lion, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for sharing these moments with us. Pick up the project Reincarnated, get the movie.
Can I hear a freestyle from Heather B?
You want to hear a freestyle from Heather B?
I'll freestyle with Snoop. Throw a beat on.
Throw a beat on one.
I got you.
Okay, all right.
Heather B.
Hey.
This a dream of mine right here.
This a dream of mine too. All right. Check it. 1, 2. All right, this is gonna flow from the top. All right, come on, Sway. All right.
Turn me up some of my headphones.
HB, certified MC, certified with me, Snoop D-O-double-G, and Sway on the MIC. This is how we do it every day. I could have said D, but I did not. Heather B on the mic, and I won't stop. And to my right is my man Snoop Dogg. Get on the mic and show him, dog.
Yeah, here we go, Heather B, you see. I used to watch you back in the days on MTV. I used to watch you get your rap on, your flow on and stuff. I used to say, Heather B, man, that girl's so tough. I wish that I could bust with her and sit me by her so I can just try her and then I'll fly her. Some of this good from the top, cause I don't stop and I drop. They call me Snoop Rock Ski, that was my name in 1983. But now I'm Snoop Lion and trying to be all I can be. So listen to me as I do you with Sway on my right. See, we can rock the mic all night and do it just so tight, right?
Right. We do it so tight. And when I saw Snoop, I wanted to jump on the mic.
Hey.
And then I asked him to pass me an L, but he was on the west, so I said, oh well, I gotta smoke with my dogs that's on the east. You know how they like the roll that sweet. Switch the sweets they do with the black white owls. We used to smoke those and get what we need a towel. But pass the mic back to my man Snoop Dogg.
Come on.
Get on the mic, he break it down, y'all.
I bounce, I ball, I sneak, I creep, I freak, I speak. This is my technique. Now listen, I do you favors, flavors, savor. Listen, turn them up, let them burn them up. We just roll them up and we sit in the cut and we talk what we talk and we drink, fill up cups and we talk to the girls and we whirl and we twirl and we spit and we hit and we like and we bite. Nah, we don't bite. We just write. We too tight. We can flow in the morning. We can flow in the night. We can run. We can shoot. We can talk. We can walk. We can balk. We can stalk. We can get it. We can roll. Yeah, man. Bless up.
Ja.
Rastafari.
Yes.
Wow.
Every day.
You know what it is,
Never
brother.
be.
I love you,
There, you
Snoop.
got that, Snoop. We made dreams come true, brother. You know what it is with us, baby.
Yeah, it's
Come
not
on, man.
Disneyland, it's Doggyland.
There it is, man. All right, man. Anthony Mackie just walked in.
What up, Joe?
He caught that man jumping the mic.
What up, loved
man.
one? Lion. Come on, baby.
Yes, yes,
That
yes.
boy right there is an actor.
Yes,
Yo,
that's
listen.
being.
He's not an actor. He's an actor.
Jump on the mic, man. Jump on the mic.
You sure,
What
boy?
up, though? What's up? What's
Man,
up?
Man, I've been
How y'all
watching your
making it?
movies for a while. You cold, boy.
Appreciate it,
You
my
cold,
man.
baby.
Appreciate it. That's huge
There's
respect.
one
Thank you.
I'm trying to see which one I really
Uh-oh,
like.
I know which one it is. I know
Tell
which
me.
one. You ain't even. She hate me?
Oh my God. You's a monster. You's a monster.
That's my hood classic right
I
here.
like
monster.
that Lincoln the Vampire Slayer. What's up?
Oh, yeah. Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer.
That was
What's up,
great.
What's up? What you doing?
Yes, sir.
All right, yo, Snoop, I thank you for coming through, man, and
Man,
just
thank
shedding
you,
some
brother.
light, man. You know, it's a lot of history that don't get told, you know what I mean, the right way.
Yes,
And that's
sir.
why I'm asking you these questions, man, because it's healing, you know.
And I
Yes.
love it. I love telling the truth because that's what I am. I am the truth. I don't have no problem with keeping it 100, letting it be told. You know, I love hip-hop. I love the industry. And I really want all of us to come together one day and figure out a way that we can end all this negative and just be like, you know, be like rock and rollers. Just make music and just make money, man, and stop all this negativity, man, because it don't go nowhere. And at the end of the day, one of y'all going to be dead or in jail.
There it is.
It's Sway in the morning, only on Shade 45.